Welcome, listeners, to the Gamer Headlines Show, Gamer Headlines' weekly entertainment podcast. This is episode 62, and I am one of your co-hosts, Chris Cortez. As always, I'm joined by my other co-host, Adnan Riaz.
Yo, Chris.
Hello, Adnan. Dude, our first episode of 2016.
Yes, it is. Indeed, it is.
Oh man. Well, I am very much looking forward to podcasting this year. I'm not going to jinx it. This is a side personal note, but man, my 2015, generally speaking, wasn't quite pleasant. So I'm not, and it was the first year ever,
Right.
dude, it was the first year ever that I said, this is going to be a great year. I'm so excited. And it was terrible. So I'm kind of superstitious, and I'm trying to be very, not generally say I think 2016 is going to be a good year. But I think in podcasting, it should be, you know, moderate. Let's say moderate. Knock on wood. Let's not.
Yeah.
Watch it be like our worst year. Like, you know, we've gone bankrupt. See,
everything burns.
Yeah, like everything burns and like fuck. But no, I think it's awesome to be back in 2016. I think it's good. We're gonna have a great year. Like, you know, no superstition aside. Dude, so we're back to our format. I know we've kind of like been mishmashing our format for a while, but we went back to formula essentially. Dude, it's been a while, man. Talk nerdy to me. What's been going on since 2015?
Yeah, it's been quite a bit of a gap, even though we actually structured it quite well. The episodes release and everything else.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I've been actually getting up to a few things, but one of them has been Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dog. You beat it?
Sleeping Dogs. No, I haven't beaten it. I think I've only done like about 25% of it.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's a strange one because this is kind of. I think like I'm going to give it more attention now because I was playing it and I really wasn't enjoying it too much. Like I feel like there was just something where I was like, this is another GTA clone or an open world clone sandbox game, which is kind of like unoriginal and like kind of, you know, whatever. I feel like I have a very, you know, thin threshold for playing certain games, but it slowly warmed up to me. I still feel like some of the missions are like, as they are, just generic filler missions. Mm-hmm. And even though I'm doing them around the actual, main story, I'm getting sick and fed up of like arresting the one suspect. It's like, arrest him, and it's like, yeah, like with those CCTV missions, I'm like, oh, fuck off. Which makes no sense as well, because there's always that one cop who comes down, throws the guy to the floor and arrests him, but he lets everyone else run away. So let's not do an actual drug bust, we'll just arrest that one guy on the floor. No, the story's interesting, so I wasn't really keen on it at first, but I kind of got into it more now. I think Wei Shen, the actual main character, I'm more relating to now. One of the things that always nicks me off about this game is it makes no sense for them to speak their native tongue after they've spoken English. Mm-hmm. And if you get what I mean by the fact that they have English voice actors with like a North American accent or whatever, and they'll talk all the way through English, and then randomly they'll yell Chinese for some reason. I'm like, what's the point? Like, there's no point. Because I still feel like, obviously, I understand the appeal and the marketing behind it and everything, but I still do look forward to the day when a game actually just goes subtitles only.
Yeah. Remember, I don't know if you ever heard about this. Some people were saying like how great would it have been if Snake Eater was all in Russian.
Yeah,
yeah, because technically, for the most part, they're all speaking Russian. Well,
apart from the scenes where he's like with Major on the command
right.
ship,
or Eva, supposedly.
But yeah, but when he's actually in you know the USSR, like that
Volgin
really
and
cool.
all that, you know,
Volgin,
Volgin, yeah, it would have been something else, you know. Can you imagine him speaking Russian like David Hayter? Like,
yeah, they would recasted David Hayter very much earlier.
Get Kiefer like. Comrade. Like, it would have been like so awkward. I'm so sleepy.
Yeah, laissez-faire Terry. No, I think like in genuine kind of like thing, I feel like with this game, especially with how much it's playing towards, it's kind of like it is like, you know, China centric. It's not like it's Snake Eater with like an American going to the Soviet Union and kind of like that. I just felt like it could have done with that, and I still look forward to the day when a game actually has the balls to do something like that.
Yeah, be really cool.
No, but I actually kind of enjoy the gameplay a lot as well. I feel like at first I wasn't really, you know, warming up to the fact that I didn't have a gun. It took so long to get the gun, and the tutorials are still going on, and I'm like, because for me, like, I feel like it's getting to the point where with games, I feel like they're dumbing down the audience so much that they put tutorials halfway into the game, and it's not what you want. Because you remember playing Final Fantasy 13, and how many tutorials there were. On the second disc, you were still getting tutorials for
Yeah.
like doing certain things. I'm like, okay, I get the point, but you don't need to spoon feed someone that much of the way. I games where they just do like a 5 minute tutorial at the beginning. It's like, there you go, you're on your own now.
Right.
Um, no, but I'm enjoying it though. I think like the gameplay is very cool. I think the driving mechanics and the actual like vehicles still need to take a page out of GTA's book.
Hmm.
Same goes for like as Watch Dogs and everything else. Like it is very clunky at points, but yeah, enjoying it so far. I think the upgrading system could be a bit better as well. It seems a little bit kind of like just kind of wishy washy at certain points, but enjoying it so far.
Yeah. Nice, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I've never played Sleeping Dogs. I know of it. Like now that I looked it up and I saw like the promo pictures for it, I'm like, yeah, I'm familiar with this. I never played it though, so looks cool
Yeah,
though. I mean, I think I you know the what is it, the depiction of Hong Kong and stuff looks really cool, so
yeah. They
that's
get they
nice.
get they get they get the Asian stereotypes down as much as they possibly can.
Nice. Thank you, developer. To 2012 and 2016, and we're still
It's not as
latching
great as
on to
that.
those.
It's not as great as that Terminator trope. It's like, damn, that black dude sees Arnie walking down.
Oh,
Intentionally, he is the person that's standing in the hallway. You just hear him say, damn, in the most like
yeah.
stereotypical way.
Oh man.
Or even Street Fighter when we talked about it.
Oh
When they're watching
yeah.
the monitor screen, they're doing Godzilla between Zangief and Honda, and it's just like,
It's
right, okay.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, one day we'll beat those. I mean, it's gotten a little bit better, but yeah, sometimes we take a few steps back at times. Well, speaking of the Asian culture, whatever you want to say. Actually, I recently beat the Japanese version of Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. By beat, I mean the story mode. I still have some side ops I want to complete before I'm like done with the game. But yeah, man, I got to see the whole story, all the different endings and stuff. And by the way, just as a heads up to you guys listening, if you have not played the Phantom Pain or anything, skip ahead a few minutes because we're probably going to talk spoilers and stuff. Nothing, well, it'll be major, but yeah, basically, the Japanese voice acting dude. We talked a little bit off cast, and well, I'll just straight up say the funny part first. But like all of the like memes that have came out, like like who and Major, I'm burning up. All those lines that Skullface, basically anything Skullface says.
yeah.
They're not nearly as funny in the Japanese version. They're not like meme worthy or anything. He just sounds like he's upset or surprised or something. I don't. Maybe I don't speak the language, so maybe that's why I don't. Um, but yeah, what was very interesting was the Japanese voice actor of Snake, who this guy has been playing Snake since Metal Gear Solid in 1998. He was not replaced by another actor, like in the like Hader was in the English version. Akio Otsuka, I think is his name. He is wonderful in the game, dude. Like he's really good. Like you could tell, like it's interesting, like the way he portrays Snake. Snake obviously has very few lines in the game, and but this guy just kind of like jumps into it and plays him like how he,
Would play Snake.
exactly right. But then at the end, and spoilers, guys, but at the end when the twist happens, and the real big boss is talking to Venom Snake. It's interesting because I actually thought Kiefer gave a better performance in that scene, where he's like, "I cheated death because of you." That whole like
Yeah.
speech he gives. What's it called? Akio kind of said it more as a matter of fact. He was more like, "I cheated death because of you," and blah blah blah. Like there's no like like
Personality behind it.
yeah, like I was kind of a little bit disappointed. Like it was definitely a different take on it. Also, I think it's very interesting that they took all the facial captures from the English voice acting, meaning that none of the Japanese voice actors did motion
Well,
capturing
Stephanie
with their
Houston's
face.
the only person that does both the English and
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Japanese version.
Yeah. Stephanie is. Yeah. You're right. She's the only cast member of both. But I'm saying motion capture wise, facially, like so if
Oh
Kiefer
yeah,
did,
yeah.
yeah, like
Uh,
if Kiefer did the what is it, the facial dots and shit for Snake's voice, the Japanese people actually had to dub over the English voices and match the lip syncing, which is interesting because it's always been the other way around. Like, go back and watch Snake Eater, and sometimes the mouth doesn't match
Well,
what
yeah,
the
it's
you know what I
mass.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's the English voiceover actors dubbing over the Japanese ones, and they've already set the mouths to mimic that. So I thought that was very interesting that Kojima went that route. For the most part, you don't notice it, except there's the only part I really noticed it was at the end when Ocelot's like, maybe I'm a traitor, maybe you. Remember that whole scene? You
yeah.
could so tell like it was off at that point. But and there's a couple of Huey moments that I'm like, ugh, I don't know about that. But yeah, no, overall, dude, the voice acting's really great. I can't really. It's such a niche thing, right? For like someone to want to import the Japanese version just to hear the Japanese voice acting, especially since, with the exception of this game, Ground Zeroes, and some of Peace Walker, there's no English subtitles, so you have no idea what's going on. But for people who do like that, it's interesting. At least I would recommend going up online and watching the cutscenes. There's a bunch of people that have recorded the cutscenes. It's pretty cool. I mean, I think it's an interesting take on it. But yeah, aside from that, I can't really think of anything that comes to mind in the game that was different. I didn't really like, believe it or not, I didn't like Ocelots. I thought, what's his name? Troy Baker did a better Ocelot than the Japanese Ocelot. Yeah,
Debatable.
which
And
is
I haven't heard this one yet.
which is funny because we judged hardcore. We didn't really. You and I both kind of agreed Troy Baker, not really the Ocelot we imagined. But yeah, I didn't like the Japanese Ocelot in Phantom Pain. I did like the Kaz in Japan. He was pissed, man. Kaz in Japan, like the Japanese voice actor, he was pissed all the time. He's just like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck are we doing? What the shit? These fucking
Yeah,
kids."
Cars in himself is a fucking great character because he just is at least the one emotion running that show. It's just so perfect how he's like encapsulated in that fucking entire like
Yeah.
in every scene. But say that Robin Atkin Downs does a fucking stellar job in the
Yeah.
English version. So like,
Oh, and two small points, and then we'll move on because I don't want to hijack the show too much. But two things. Donna
hijack this plane. Sorry.
crashing this plane. What's it called? Donna Burke is actually in both games. So when you turn on the iDroid, it's still Donna Burke's voice, like mission selected, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And also, the second thing was, so I remember for Zero in the English version, they couldn't get the original actor that played Zero.
It's
Yeah.
not Patrick Zimmerman. It's Jim Paddock.
Yeah, that he didn't want to come back because he said that what was it that what they offered to pay him was like insulting. So,
Of course.
so he was replaced by an actor called Time Winters, who we both agreed did a phenomenal job. Dude,
so good. Like I just
really
want to see
was.
in the game more. Like when I was listening to those tapes, I was like, I want this guy to be in it a bit more.
Like
He's so
he sounded like an older Zero, right? Like 20 years
Yeah.
later, so it was perfect. Well, for the
pure English. He's pure English down to the core. I loved it. Loved it. Right, Snake. Do you want a tea? Tea?
well, for the Japanese version, Banjo Ginga, who actually, also voices Liquid Snake, he came back and voiced Zero for the game. So they actually had the original Zero voice actor back for the Japanese version. And yeah, I mean, it was the same performance. I mean, from what I remember from Snake Eater, it was pretty much the same thing. I mean, he's a good voice actor. He also does Liquid. And he was also Liquid in MGS4 because the Ocelot voice actor had passed away. Yeah, so that was pretty much all the highlights I could think of. I mean, I can't, like I said earlier, I can't recommend it except like to buy unless you really want to. I would say though, dude, totally look up the YouTube videos. Like get those favorite moments and see them in Japanese. It's interesting. It's a different take on it, like than what we're used to.